In this video, we're going to review the 2023 rules changes for NFHS baseball. This includes 2 changes that will be very different from previous years and that should make the job much easier for our umpires. After reviewing these changes, we'll work through case plays that covered these scenarios and how umpires should officiate them in their games this year. Now, if you want to see how well you can do on the case plays before going through the review with me at the end of this video, you can find a link to them in the video description. Hi everyone, Patrick Farber here from GHSA Baseball Umpire Development and Umpire Classroom, where we help umpires develop their knowledge and skills. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and check out the rest of our videos. Also, if you want to have next week's quiz emailed to you, you can sign up in the video description. Let's get started. The first major change has to do with jewelry. For most of us that work baseball outside of our high school games, we see plenty of players wearing necklaces and bracelets without any injury or effect on gameplay. Even though it's commonly worn outside of high school ball, it has still been illegal under NFHS rules. Well, the NFHS Baseball Rules Committee found that there was no injury data supporting the jewelry prohibition in NFHS rules. So they deleted Rule 1, Section 5, Article 12, which prohibited non-medical and non-religious jewelry. That rule also stipulated that any jewelry must be taped down, but now that has also been removed. That said, umpires still have rules that allow them to remove jewelry in necessary situations. Rule 1, Section 5, Article 9 mandates that equipment, jewelry, that is unreasonably dangerous is illegal. For example, brass knuckles or razor blade earrings, which, by the way, are the actual examples listed in the casebook. Then, Rule 3, Section 3, Article 1F covers unsportsmanlike behavior, which could include inappropriate remarks written on eye black or displayed on a bracelet. With these rules changes, umpires should most likely not have to address any jewelry during their games, unless it is a blatantly egregious violation. So use this rules change to allow you to focus more on the playing action. The second major change covers pitching positions and will again reflect the rules commonly found in non-NFHS games. The rule change stipulates that 6-1-1, the pitcher will be considered to be in the set position when the pivot foot is in contact with or directly in front of and parallel to the pitcher's plate. The pitcher will be considered to be in the windup position when the pivot foot is in contact with the pitcher's plate and is not parallel to it. Now, let's break that down because this is a big change for umpires. We now no longer have to evaluate the position of the pitcher's free foot. Instead, we only have to look at the pivot foot, and the answer from there is simple enough. If the pivot foot is parallel to the rubber, the pitcher is in the set position. If it is not parallel, the pitcher is in the windup. Note that this rules change removes the term hybrid in exchange for making it easier to classify a stance as the windup. Now, the only example I have found so far of an MLB pitcher violating this rule would be this example of Spencer Strider. As you can see, he starts with his pivot foot parallel to the rubber while squaring his shoulders and free foot to the plate. He then takes 2 steps with his free foot in this delivery. Because his parallel pivot foot by rule makes this the set position, the 2 steps with the free foot would make this an illegal pitch. Moving forward, the next 2 rules changes are not going to be as common, but let's break them down quickly. First is Rule 1, Section 5, Article 4. Eye shields shall not be attached to the catcher's mask after manufacture. Eye shields that are attached to the catcher's mask at the time of manufacture will be constructed of a molded, rigid material and be clear without the presence of any tint. Tinted eyewear worn on the face and under the face mask is permitted. The NFHS added this rule to bring the baseball rules in line with those of other high school sports, such as football. The importance of a clear eye shield in football, in this case, is that it allows a medical personnel to see a player's eyes without removing the helmet. The Rules Committee wants to ensure that this safety measure carries into baseball as well. Now, I found it hard to find any real examples of tinted eye shields that are manufactured for catcher's helmets, But the NFHS found this to be common enough that they felt they needed to address it. Now, what I think is most important for umpires to note is that this rule does explicitly say that a catcher is allowed to wear sunglasses. Now, the second change is a new definition covering lodged balls. Rule 2, Section 4, Article 4. A baseball that remains on the playing field but has become wedged, stuck, lost, or unreachable is defined as a lodged ball. If the ball impacts any object in the course of play, stops abruptly, and does not fall or roll immediately, it is considered lodged. It is a dead ball. Exception: if the ball becomes stuck in the webbing of the fielder's glove, it remains in play. The glove-ball combination is treated as a live ball. A great example of this would be on a passed ball or wild pitch that gets past the catcher. If the ball gets stuck in the padding, it is automatically dead. This is even if the catcher could easily come up and remove the ball from the padding. So those are the 4 rules changes for this season. So let's review the case plays associated with these changes. Case play number 1. B1 comes to the plate wearing a necklace that is hanging outside of his uniform. He is also wearing earrings and a wristband from the Nickelback concert that he attended the previous night. Is this player legally equipped? The correct answer is yes. Under the new rules, a player is allowed to wear a necklace, a wristband, and earrings. Also, the new rules remove the requirement that any jewelry that is being worn be taped down. Case play number 2. Is a position player wearing sunglasses on top of his hat legally equipped? The correct answer here is yes. A position player is allowed to wear sunglasses on top of his hat. Case play number 3. B1 comes to the plate wearing a silicone bracelet that has a racist, sexist, intimidating remark on it. This is illegal. We are able to remove this jewelry by using the sportsmanship rules already found in the rules book. Case play number 4. A coach, player, bench personnel while on the field and or in the dugout is wearing a bandana. This is allowed. This statement is false. A bandana is explicitly banned in the NFHS baseball rules. Case play number 5. A right-handed pitcher engages the pitching plate with his pivot foot parallel to the pitcher's plate. His shoulders are squared to the plate and his free foot is breaking the plane of the front edge of the pitcher's plate. Is this pitcher in the set or windup? The correct answer is that this pitcher is in the set position. We only need to look at the pivot foot, and since that pivot foot is parallel to the rubber, this pitcher is in the set position. Case play number 6. A right-handed pitcher with no runners on base engages the pitching plate with his pivot foot parallel to the pitcher's plate. His shoulders are squared to the plate, and his free foot is breaking the plane of the front edge of the pitcher's plate. He picks up and lowers his free foot twice in his delivery. Is this A, this is legal, B, this is illegal and we will restart from scratch, or C, this is an illegal pitch and a ball will be added to the count? The correct answer is C. This is an illegal pitch and a ball will be added to the count. Case play number 7. The 2023 rules change adds the hybrid stance as an alternative to the windup and stretch. It specifically addresses that it be considered a windup. This statement is false. You will find no mention of a hybrid stance in the rules book. The rules change that we've gone over allows umpires to have a broader classification of what is the windup. As a result, there is no hybrid stance in NFHS rules. Case play number 8. Umpires shall use the location and angle of the pitcher's pivot foot when determining if the pitcher is in the stretch or windup. This is true. To make our determination of stretch versus windup, we need to use the pitcher's pivot foot. Case play number 9. Umpires shall use the location and angle of the pitcher's free foot when determining if the pitcher is in the stretch or windup. This statement is false. Umpires no longer have to look at the free foot or shoulders of a pitcher to determine what stance they are in. We only need to use the pivot foot to make that determination. Case play number 10. The catcher is wearing a legal hockey-style helmet. The player is also wearing sunglasses. This is legal. This is true. Sunglasses are allowed on a catcher underneath their legal helmet. Case play number 11. The catcher is wearing a legal hockey-style helmet that was manufactured with a tinted eye shield. The eye shield is NFHS certified. This is legal. This is false. A tinted eye shield is never allowed in NFHS baseball rules. Case play number 12. A pitched ball is uncaught by the catcher and gets stuck in on the backstop padding. Prior to the catcher getting to the backstop, the ball falls to the ground. Is this A, this is a live ball, B, this is up to the umpire's judgment on if it affected the play, or C, this is not a live ball? The correct answer is A. This is a live ball as soon as that ball gets stuck, and there is no judgment needed from the umpire. So there you have it, our review of the 2023 changes to the NFHS baseball rules. If you found this video helpful, be sure to check out the rest of our videos and sign up for our weekly rules quiz in the video description. Thanks again for watching, and as always, I look forward to seeing you on the field.